This is the Voice of Turkey's English language transmission, broadcasting from Ankara in the range between 1230 to 1330 UTC and 1545 kHz, and in the 49 meter band between 1830 1930 UTC and 5945 kHz to Europe. The Voice of Turkey is also beamed between 2030 2130 UTC in the 31 meter band on 9875 kHz to South Asia and Australia, and in the 25 meter band on 11660 kHz between 1630 730 UTC to Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. You can listen to us over the Turksat 3A and 4A satellites on the internet at www.trtdinle.com through links, radios, and then the Voice of Turkey. Our email address is englishdesk@theater.net.tr.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello. This is Ibrahim Sarıkaya from Voice of Turkey. Today, 26th of May, 2023. You are listening to the news. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko says that Russia has started moving tactical nuclear weapons to his country. He had to prepare storage areas and stuff. We have done this, so the movement of nuclear weapons has already begun, Lukashenko told Russia's Prairie TV. Lukashenko, who was on a trip to Moscow, said some of the weapons might already be transferred. He refused to specify the number of weapons and locations of their storage in Belarus and said, "Don't worry about the nuclear weapons, we are responsible for this." On Thursday, the Russian and Belarusian defense ministers signed an agreement on the deployment of Russian nuclear weapons in Belarus, which stipulates terms for keeping them in a special storage facility. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said that in response to NATO's aggressive activities, they are deploying military contingents, building military infrastructure, enhancing training, and increasing reconnaissance activities on the borders of Russia and Belarus. Suspect arrested after a shooting, stabbing attack leaves 4 dead in Japan. A son of local lawmaker in Japan was arrested on suspicion of killing 4 people in a stabbing and shooting attack, local media reported. Masanori Aoki, 31, has admitted to killing a policeman during an incident on Thursday in the central Nagano province, Tokyo-based Kyoto news agency quoted police as saying. He is the eldest son of Masamichi Aoki, 57, the Speaker of the City Assembly in Nakano City, said. Local residents had placed on an emergency call on Thursday afternoon upon encountering a man carrying a knife or a firearm, and he reportedly remained at large in the area. Aoki, who was reportedly wearing a camouflage uniform, a hat, sunglasses, and a mask, allegedly shoot police officers who responded to the emergency call. He was possessing a license for firearms. The 4 decades included 2 women aged 66 and 70 and 2 cops aged 46 and 61 who were not wearing bulletproof vests when they reached the spot to respond to the situation. He was taken into custody at around 4:30 a.m.
The news continues on the English language broadcast of the Voice of Turkey.
Protesters, police clash in Paris ahead of Total Energies meeting. Protesters and police clashed in the French capital Paris ahead of the annual shareholders meeting of Total Energies on Friday, local media reported. A group of protesters gathered in front of the Salon, the venue where the energy company will hold its General Assembly, according to French broadcasters, TF1. Protesters accusing the company of contribution to climate change and chanted slogans such as "Total Assassin" and 1, 2, 3 degrees, total. A group sat at the entrance of the venue before being removed by police. However, the protesters refused to leave the area and police used tear gas to disperse them. In a joint statement in April, activist groups including Alternativa, Amnistia La Terra, Attack and Greenpeace said they would not allow the annual meeting of Total Energies to take place. A similar protest happened last year when protesters prevented almost all of the Total Energies group shareholders from entering the venue. Total Energies is not only an energy company targeted by climate activists. Activists interrupted oil giant Shell's annual meeting in London with a protest on Tuesday and that of BP on April 27. German Chancellor says he plans to speak with Putin about Ukraine. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said on Friday he is planning to speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin about the situation in Ukraine. My last telephone call was some time ago, but I plan to speak with Putin again due to course, Scholz said in an interview with the German daily Kommersblatt Anzeiger. He underlined that Germany and its Western partners will continue to support Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Russia needs to understand that it cannot be about concluding some kind of cold peace, for example by turning the current front line into a new border between Russia and Ukraine shows first. Rather, it's about a fair peace, and for this is the withdrawal of Russian troops, he added. The German Chancellor did not give a clear answer when asked whether this would also apply to the Crimean Peninsula, which has been occupied by Russia since 2014. It is not up to us to formulate what agreement Ukraine wants to reach, he said, and underlined that a peace agreement will ultimately be concluded between the authorities in Moscow and Kyiv. Scholz also declined to comment on whether a regime change in Russia is needed to reach peace through negotiations. I do not like such speculative questions, he said. Over 3,000 asylum seekers that left on the streets in Belgium. More than 3,000 asylum seekers in Belgium had been forced to survive in precarious conditions on the streets as of the end of April, a report said Thursday. The report, which was jointly conducted by Bell Refugees, Caritas Internationalis, VOX Humanitarian Hub, Doctors of the World, Doctors Without Borders, and Volontaires, highlighted the reception crisis in the country. The figures show that 3,171 asylum seekers who are still awaiting treatment by Federalistil, the agency responsible for running refugee centers, have been forced to survive in precarious conditions on the streets. The report also said there is a growing number of psychotic disorders, post-traumatic stress and depression, as well as potentially epidemic diseases among these stranded people. The number of asylum seekers provided with mental health services by the Belgian branch of Doctors Without Borders rose to 84, from 5% between March 2022 and March 2023. There has been a long-standing reception crisis in the country due to lack of shelters for asylum seekers. The Belgian government is accused of remaining silent over the ongoing crisis. And that was the news brought to you by the Voice of Turkey. Goodbye, dear listeners.